Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and this week we see a huge change to the treasure train on Idle Heroes. I was not expecting this week, but really, it's blown us all away. It has to be one of the best updates we've seen to Idle Heroes, and just goes to show, super whaley game modes very quickly become accessible to all sorts of players, and oh my word, is there some spice in store for both free-to-play and light spenders, and also whales get such a huge gift from this as well. So folks, this week's event, forget that it's Imp's Adventure, the new stuff is way more interesting. As well, if you guys haven't already, why not consider backing me on Patreon to get yourself access to some cool rewards on our Discord, as well as account reviews, which we do on Tuesdays. For information about how account reviews work, why not join our Discord? I'll link it in the description. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, hit that link up there in the corner of the screen. A shout out goes to our latest backers this week. We have Invi, we have Richard Tengstrom, we have Disrael, who actually I checked out his account this Tuesday and he will actually get featured in a video coming out very soon. We have Ace Wolf, and that's it. If you want to be like them and join us, why not consider Patreon as a way to support the channel and also have a bit of one-to-one time with me on a Tuesday. Anyway, with all that said, let's go check out this week's event for Idle Heroes, because I promise you, it's amazing. So, as Imp's Adventure always does, we get ourselves 4 dice for logging in and 100 of the event currency. This is hamburgers this week. It's a secret hamburger. Maybe it's Mr. Krabs' secret recipe. I don't know, but either way, there's something special about it, and you're going to get 100 of those for logging in. So make sure you do log in. Those dice will be very useful for getting more rewards this week as well, and saving your gems, because you don't want to use too many gems in Imp's Adventure, not this close to anniversary. Anyway, now, where to begin? I think the best place is just start with the cool events, and then we'll break down all the new stuff. But first of all, you can see from these value packages, they've added to the normal Imp's Adventure stuff. We're getting, as well as the usual things, 20 treasure coupons, scaling down depending on how much you want to spend. If this seemed attractive to you though, don't jump at the button here to buy them straight out with dollars, because you can get them for Starry Gems as well. And one big trick we love to do with Starry Gems is to go and buy them from the Starry Gem Mall. Then if you have a high auction house conversion rate, like I certainly do, turn those Prism Starry Gems into normal Starry Gems, then go ahead and buy heroes in the auction market. This is going to be useful for anyone wanting to do the gala as well with Starry Gems, so listen up if that's something you're intrigued by as well. If you are going to do that, go ahead and filter for heroes that are like C, for example, or C+. So let's start with C. These retire for 100 Starry Gems, but if we search our buyout price like this, you can see I can buy this Queen copy for 64 Starry Gems, which means I can then take that Queen copy to the Soul Temple and I can absolutely demolish her for contract Starry Gems. So if you don't believe me, let's go ahead and do exactly that. So we're going to go ahead and buy this Queen copy for 64. She's been added in and I have lost 64 Starry Gems. But thanks to having her, in we go to the Soul Temple, and I can destroy her, and I get 100 contract Starry Gems. So never ever use normal Starry Gems to buy packages, because you can totally get way more of them for your money, which is a nice little trick to save your spending. So instead of going ahead and buying these packages for $100, you get them with a nice juicy discount. Clever little trick if you're a spender with a high exchange rate in the auction house. Anyway, let's continue on. We have the adventure package, and I honestly thought this was going to be more expensive than it is. 50 bucks is completely nuts for 10,000 gems and 15 treasure coupons, as well as the 35 dice and 200 universal crystals, which can actually help you in this event. Now, you might look at that and say, well, no, that seems kind of good for 50 bucks, but it's not, like, amazing. Well, take a look at the conductor's officer's privileges. Because if you take that and go to here, you'll see that by unlocking that, you get yourself even more treasure coupons. And they are given to you for every ordinary dice you use in Imp's Adventure. If you use 20, which everyone can totally do for free, you're going to get 200 hamburgers and 3 treasure coupons if you buy that package. And it continues on and on and on, cycling between hamburgers, 5 stars, and additional dice. But each time, if you buy that pack, it's going to get you 3 more coupons. Buying that pack guarantees you 100 points, which means it's going to guarantee you an additional 15 coupons, which means you're getting 30 treasure train coupons for half price. That's bonkersly good. But, I mean, guys, if you're even free to play, the fact you're getting 200 secret hamburgers is incredible. You get 3 additional dice, and if you're really lucky with the particular hut on here that gives you additional ordinary dice, you might even get to 80 points as well. And in that case, you're going to get an additional 200 secret hamburgers. Now, why are secret hamburgers important? Well, it all comes down to the city feast. The way this works is basically you collect all your hamburgers, you get them from campaign for logging in, so make sure you're logging in and claiming regularly, but also if you can go ahead and use universal crystals, you can actually convert them to get hamburgers as well. A really, really commonly done thing by free-to-play players is getting to about 2,500, 2,600 of these burgers. You might even get more of them depending on how deep you go in Imp's Adventure and whether you want to spend gems to go ahead and get these rewards, because you do get 50 for each level, but then again, if you buy the pack, you're going to get 100, which is even better. But anyway, let's assume you're free to play and get to 50. What we like to do is use our universal crystals to grab star spawn cores, because these are really hard to grab as a free-to-play player, particularly the red ones. It's often actually in events you get the star spawn core 6s, and we'll probably be getting them at Anniversary, for example, but these star spawn core 5s are very helpful for upgrading your star spawns. So if you wanted to get a little bit more holy damage or all damage dealt, or just take your star spawns to 140 so that you can go ahead and unlock the super rare versions of star spawns, then this is how you do it as a free-to-play player. Some would argue, well, why don't we just go for an artifact selection chest? Well, that's going to cost you an additional 600 universal crystals. I personally would much rather use those universal crystals in future events to get even more star spawn cores than blow them all out for a single artifact. It just doesn't seem worth it. So free-to-play players, chase those crystals, and hopefully with those universal crystals, you'll get something nice. If you can't do that, most people will just go ahead and grab a Glory Epic Hero Selection chest, or perhaps skins, so that you can go ahead and upgrade your legendary skins and then just finish off with heroic summon scrolls. That's typically the way to go. Anyway, charm packages are here as well. It's so crazy how many things there are available to buy this week, so hopefully the spenders don't get too overwhelmed. If you go ahead and buy the $100 pack, you can get 10 Cores of Transcendence, 100 Glorious Relics, and 25 treasure coupons. So that's kind of nice, I suppose. Cores of Transcendence are really good for getting Stellar Shards and Crystals, so obviously spenders can enjoy that. It's just a shame there's no gems here, though. I would happily swap out those Glorious Relics for gems, because Glorious Relics, when you're a whale, they really just aren't it, honestly, because there's so many other ways to get artifacts. And this one down here is just a watered down version. It's basically scaled down to 20 bucks and gets you a Glory Epic Hero Selection chest, which is quite cute because it contains all the heroes released in the game, including Geista. But if I was going to spend that, I'd probably just get the $100 pack. But then again, the Imp's Adventure packs are getting us treasure coupons anyway, and if you do the Starry Gem trick, you can get them for a lot less. So just a little thought there for you spenders. Anyway, let's carry on to Imp's Adventure. If you guys don't know how this works, as we already said, you get the hamburgers, and most free-to-play players will aim for 200 here to get a 5-star chest, which is helpful for when you're trying to build heroes. Maybe you want to get to 230, which is pretty good for getting Celestial Island materials, so if that's something you want as well, that's what I would recommend. It's quite hard as a free-to-play player to get to 230. It requires a bit of luck, and some of you might ask, should I use Smash? It's probably best to get this Starry Mushroom Hut in the corner upgraded to level 3 before you Smash, but once that happens, smash away to Heart's Content, because it's not going to change anything. The dice are really optimal, and it will use your lucky dice to cut the corner off. If you don't know what I mean by cutting off the corner, basically you can guarantee a roll on a lucky dice, so if you're here, for example, and roll a 6, it'll jump you straight to the lucky hut and get you another lucky dice, so it's just free movement because it replaces the lucky dice you just spent, and the Smash feature will do that as well, which is very, very helpful. Anyway, that's the Imp's Adventure, normal stuff there, and we have a shelter mission too. This is where you can get additional dice. Make sure you do this. You're going to need Roy's for Seer. That's going to be a pain for you guys as there's only one assassin in the Fortress faction. You need 4 copies of the 4-star, and then any 5-star hero you want gets you a Seer copy, 5 dice, and the armor there. We need Glens for the Shadow faction. We need any priest in the Forest faction. There's quite a lot of them. And once again, we need Akasha for Abyss. Bit of a pain in the bum, but there you go. She's always hard to get, but there's only one hero in it, so you just got to try and get lucky with your 4-star shards. Finally, should you get Aspen or Asmodel? No, it's not worth 2,000 gems. It never is, and this close to Anniversary, do not waste your gems on something stupid like this. There are so many better ways to get Asmodels and Aspens. This is just bait for silly players. Anyway, carrying on down, we have a Soul Awakening Gala, and this is huge. Last time we saw a 300 Soul Awakening Gala, I said to people who were free to play, if you cannot get to 300, wait, because something like this will show up again. Well, ta-da, it did, and this one is better. They're giving us treasure coupons as rewards. For 70, you get 1 treasure coupon. For 100, you're getting 2. If you go for 150, you're getting 3. If you go for 200, you're getting 4. And for 300, you're getting 5. But that's not to mention, if you get to 300, you can get yourself half a core or a sublimation chest. That's fantastic. I think anyone could argue for either of those two. Just don't get the spiritual essence. For most people, sublimation's the way to go, but I know a lot of you really do like cores, and maybe you're sitting on half a core, so you want to finish one off. If you get to 200, of course, you get a B crystal. This is fantastic. That's a guaranteed B hero, which is a great way to kick off another Awakening Gala in the future. And if you actually get this, I'm pretty sure it's given to you straight away, which is really good because it means that can help you get to 300. Oh, that's brilliant. And for 150, you can get yourself half a sublimation chest here. That's 45k. That's 1 upgrade on a node. That's really helpful for heroes with awkward upgrades, like a Mockman, for example, as you only want to put 3 upgrades on his final passive and not 4. So any odd number upgrades really appreciate these lemon chests. And 100, as you can see, you can get a mysterious artifact selection chest or a glorious flag. Up to you which one you need more. Nonetheless, though, there's these chests as well, and it just results in a really, really cool way that free-to-play players can not only potentially get themselves sublimation or a core, but treasure train coupons as well. This is fantastic, as this stuff was often considered the big whaley stuff that we can't get. But guys, treasure train has been completely changed, so we will be looking at that in a moment. Don't go anywhere. We've got ourselves a soul contract. If you have a 6-star dark or a 6-star light, you can whack those in here and exchange them one time to get yourself 150 contract story gems. Super easy to do, and look, there you go. I'll put a light hero in here to demonstrate, and boom, 150 contract story gems are mine. You've got the series collection. This is for a unique collection of treasure train items for this week, so you can go ahead and summon in there and get yourself chances to get some of these guaranteed rewards. I'll be telling you whether these are any good a little later on, and we have the conductor's offers, which we already looked at. So let's go look at the treasure train now to see just exactly what all the nonsense is about. Well, we'll go and look at the treasure train itself and talk about what's changed. The normal search has now got a pity bar. I would always recommend actually hoarding these now until you can comfortably get to 30. That would be my advice. But anyway, let's go ahead and break down what this gets you. First of all, you got a purple chest, so that gets you any of the original purple ones. 30 is going to get you a green one, so any of the original greens. And then it continues up for red, orange, and pink. My advice is for any budget or free-to-play players to go up to 30 each month, because you have what is called the Alien Dessert Lemon Tea, and that improves your holy damage in Void Campaign. That is super duper helpful. If you max that out, that gives you over 25% holy damage in Void Campaign. That is the difference between winning and losing. For burst heroes, which are the heroes you need in Void Campaign, that's super useful. And if you go for the purple chest, you'll want to get yourself the Mushroom Soup, because if you max that out, that's going to get you up to 120% of skill damage. That's wildly useful on heroes like Vulcan, Mockman, or any hero that's a big damage hero that has lots of multiple components to their damage. So if you're a free-to-play or budget player looking for the maximum progress in campaign, I would recommend every single timer reset on this, just doing 30 and then waiting for the next reset, doing 30, and just saving up until you can do 30. It's a waste, for example, to do 15 and then miss out, and then another month comes in, it resets, and you lose all those potential bonuses. So always stockpile from now on up to 30, max it out, and then wait for the next one. Is it worth going up to 60? I don't think so. Is it worth getting a red versus another purple and another green? No, I think just maxing out the honey tea and the mushroom soup is way more valuable. There's the special search here as well. This is the new items that are out for this week. They're okay, but they're all PvP focused, as we can go ahead and have a look and see. And I'm not that impressed by them, in all honesty. This gives speed for interdimensional arena and free team up arena. I mean, if you care about those game modes and you can look at this and go, wow, 200 speed, that's amazing. But it will just become a competition between who has the largest of these items. Then again, the stat increases these give aren't as much as the original ones, so I would rather be chasing the original bonuses. Also, another detail that you might want to go ahead and be aware of is actually if we look at the train carriage and go in, this little pity timer is not here for the new items. It is specifically only going to count ones that you use in the normal area. So I would always, in my opinion, focus the normal area. That said, though, if you do decide to go in the special ones for this week, this series collection will increase, and it is slightly less to go ahead and get these rewards, but in my opinion, they are slightly less valuable because, of course, they're very, very PvP focused, and for a lot of you, that will probably be disappointing because they're not going to help you in Void Campaign, they're not going to help you in Realms Gate, and they're not going to help you in Star Expedition. And those are some of our favorite game modes. However, you may have noticed there's another version of the treasure train. It's specifically for the guild. So if I go down here, you'll see that, okay, yes, they've added festival skins to the ace skins. That's pretty nice. So that's a little thing that came out this week if you guys haven't noticed. So a little bit of a heads up there for anyone that's a free-to-play player and wants to get themselves festival skins. This is one particular way to do it. That said, though, ace skins can only be obtained from here, so maybe it's still best to go with any ace skins that you want to chase. But I know for pretty much all of them, apart from maybe Haloras, they're not necessarily needed. Halora's, though, super useful because it buffs speed, and getting Halora fast is very, very helpful. Drake's is cool, but I mean, it's just cool. That's all it is. I mean, I really like Drake as a hero, but anyway, move on. Let's go take a look at this. We have a little store where you can buy 20 of these guild treasure coupons, but before you go and mash the button, watch what happens when I start to buy them. My first one costs 6,000, but then the second one costs 7,000. So really, I only feel comfortable buying this maybe 5 times, and then I'm just going to save the rest of my guild Solidus so that I don't get, absolutely kicked in the gonads by this. So there you go. I've purchased that, and I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to buy any more. 5 of them's done. It's going to start getting very, very expensive, and Guild Solidus doesn't come in that quickly for me. Now, should you convert your guild coins to Guild Solidus to do this? No, don't do that. There is a very, 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 very high chance that DHGames at some point in the future will release a guild tech update. Maybe they won't. Maybe we'll find out from a confirmation from them in the future that they have no intention of improving guild tech, and the treasure train is how they're technically going to improve it. In which case, once you've maxed your entire guild tree, I mean, I still haven't finished Mage, but once you do choose to max it, then maybe using coins for Solidus is okay. You'll probably see whales that are way deeper into the game like Barry and Rake doing that. But I don't know if you guys need to worry about it until you've really maxed out your guild tech. And for a lot of you, you may find by the time you do max out your guild tech, they've released a new version of it. That said, though, it's entirely possible they won't. So I'll try talk to the devs and see what they say, but hang fire from using guild coins just this moment. Either way, let's go to the treasure train and start opening these guild ones. Let's see if we can get anything nice. So I'm going to open 5 of them. Let's see if we can get lucky, and I'll talk you through what these things can do. Well, there you go. I got myself a flagon of ale. That looks pretty good. That's very guildly, isn't it? What else can I grab? Oh, I've got this little crystal here. These are pretty cool. The red ones enhance your reduction against the same class you're in, which is the one thing you can't get from guild tech, which is fun. There's some unique ones for the green ones as well, specific to classes. That torch is another purple. That's cool. And what else do I get here in this last one? That's going to be, ooh, another green. So let's talk you through what these bad boys do. So we're going to go across now to the guild specific ones. So here we are. These are pretty nuts. They're giving class-specific rewards. Mages, rangers, and assassins are going to improve their all damage dealt. That goes all the way up to 10%. That's really, really nice as a bonus. Doesn't give as much fixed HP as we've seen on other pink items, but the fact that these can be obtained completely for free just by using Guild Solidus is dope. This is a really, really friendly, free-to-play way to obtain really powerful treasure train items. Check out this one, the Store of Requirement. This is for warriors and priests, improves their control immunity. That's going to get really high. And then let me show you my personal favorite, Mascot Benji. Not only is this absolutely adorable, it improves your damage against burned, poisoned, and bleeding enemies by 2%, and then scales up to do 10% more to burned, 10% more to poisoned, and 10% more to bled. This is basically Geister's Core when it's upgraded. That's fantastic. Not to mention it's going to give you 264,000 attack, which is no small number. That's almost as much as X100 gives you. So yeah, I would love to go ahead and max this thing out. So that for me is absolutely my favorite new one of the items, because doing more damage in Star Expedition is always a good time in my opinion, and that is really going to help. Also, there's no way you can whale on this. You just have to go ahead and pick up those Guild Soliduses and cash them in, and I wouldn't go and max it out. I would buy at most 5 a day and just keep that ticking over. And yeah, it resets daily too, so you don't have to worry about that. Either way, guys, there's a ton of these items. They're pretty awesome. So let's look at this one. This is just fixed attack and fixed HP. So let's go ahead and activate that. There you go. There's some stats for me. And what other one did I grab? I got this torch here. Yep. Let's go ahead and throw that one in. And if you go ahead and max this out, let me go ahead and show you the rewards. You actually get more attack and HP on your heroes. Now, as you'll know, anything that's fixed won't scale well with this, but any attack and HP boost is pretty nice. So I'm not going to, frown at this, but it's not going to be felt. It's a very, very small increase. On the other hand, though, that Magic Academy, it does have one slight bonus. This improves your damage reduction and holy damage in every PvP game mode. Interdimensional Arena, Trial of the Champions, Free Team Up Arena, and Star Arena. That's disgusting. There are some whales who are going to go out here and max this and get really excited about PvP. I am not going to. I just don't think it's worth it. I would rather go max out the normal ones, if I'm all honest, because you get some really cool stuff from this, like hero tokens, for example. You get massive, massive fixed stats. Look at that. 1.2 million attack. La-di-da. Amazing. So there's lots of fun stuff to enjoy here. Now, you've probably noticed there's tons of red dots lying around, and you're probably wondering what the heck is that all about. Basically, DHGames were aware that shards didn't do that much. Like, you needed way more than 5 shards to upgrade something. Well, DHGames have gone ahead and changed this now, so we actually go ahead and use shards to do tiny little level bonuses, and eventually it's like 1+1 and 1+2, and you're going to get tiny incremental boosts. So it just means that shards are getting you progress now, which is really, really good. Rather than sitting there and waiting for ages, you get a tiny boost for getting a tiny amount of shards. So let's take a look at my entire treasure train bonus right now so that you guys can compare the before and after. So I'm currently getting 33 million fixed HP and about 400,000 fixed attack. If I go to the quick operation and go ahead and select all and quick ascend, I'm going to get a few incremental boosts. Now it's all going to be plus numbers, tiny little boosts depending on where I'm at. But that adds up. Go ahead and look at my bonus now. I just went all the way up to 40 million fixed HP. I just got 7 million fixed HP just from doing that. So helpful. Nice way of boosting my stats. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It means that when you do pull shards from the treasure train, it's no longer disappointing. And the devs were worried about that. They were like, they're not very exciting to do. So thankfully, the devs reached out to me this week and said they were going to be updating this. And I really like what they've done with this. I think this is fantastic. So that's all the new treasure train stuff. I hope that's not too overwhelming. Basically, the guild stuff is free to play and amazing, and there's now really, really good rewards if you go ahead and save your treasure train stuff and use it to get to 30. But what if I told you there was now an even easier way and cheaper way to get treasure train rewards? Well, DHGames have added the treasure crystal card. Wow. This is going to get you, for 20 bucks a month, 1,000 of the crystals immediately, so that's a straight up open, and 500 every single day for 30 days. So that's 15 opens a month. And on top of that, you get 20% more treasure crystals dropped from campaign. This is bonkersly good. What I would do is I would buy one of these and then wait for a VIP event and then just stockpile a load of them, which means that budget players who are like, oh man, I only want to spend about 50 bucks a month. Well, it just means get both privilege cards and then this. Bingo, done. Wow. Best ever. So strong. Much treasure train. So good. Like this is going to get DHGames so much money, because I'm so sure there's a lot of you out there that are just budget players, right? You're not whales, you're kind of under the radar, you maybe like VIP 5 at most. This is the kind of stuff you guys go crazy for. So let me know in the comment section if you're going to be grabbing the treasure crystal card, because this is awesome. And there you go, it's a big one, but that's the whole event wrapped up and summarized. So if you guys have any more questions, let me know in the comment section. I'll try and get back to you guys. But either way, let's look at next week. We got ourselves Fantasy Factory coming up. We got a Profit Orb event giving, oh wow, Elena as a top reward. I hope they stick to that. That's really cool. And we've got Heroic Miracle, Giving Vulcan. Nice copy. Very, very cool hero. So yeah, all in all, looking forward to that. Let me know if any of you guys get lucky in the gala. I'd love to hear about you guys getting A tiers. I already know about one guy who managed to get an A- Mockman with an A in attack, and when he rolled it, the bonus stats were Giant Killer, Defier, and Holy Damage. What an incredible roll. If you guys get lucky like that, let me know. And don't forget, for more event reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Have a fantastic week, and I hope you enjoy the treasure train. See you later, folks. Happy idling.